Welcome everyone. Welcome to Wicker Biscuit. How's it going, guys?
Welcome.
Yeah.
All right.
Hello.
So as always, let's get this started. I'm going to go through some introductions. Who are we lucky enough to have here today?
It's Amanda.
Hi, Amanda.
And Ryan.
Hey, Ryan.
Hey everyone, it's Carl.
Hey, Carl.
And Tiffany.
Oh, Tiffany, it's so good to see you. It's
I
been
am-
so long.
I know, I'm glad to be back.
For the
Oh.
listeners, it's so good to hear you.
That's true.
Well, even with this nasal,
Yeah.
well, kids spread disease.
Oh, either way, lucky us. Next up on Zoom, we got...
Courtney.
Hey, Courtney. How's it going?
It's going.
All right. And then we also have...
Leah.
Hey, welcome, everyone. How's it going, guys?
Pretty good.
It's going great. When Courtney said her name, it kind of sounded like a soundboard. Courtney.
Yeah. Oh,
Like you pushed a button.
we need to have that as a sound now. So, like, just I have a button. Courtney. I can make that.
Yeah, you can.
We'll even set up something for the listeners so they can have one at home. Kind of like the easy button that
Yeah,
they
there you
had
go.
for the...
That was easy.
Courtney.
Yeah.
Only if you have a second button that just says court. That's for my edgy side.
Yeah.
But shouldn't it be something like court?
Yeah. It's got to sound like it's, like, almost ready to, like, have its way with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my word. All I can think of is that this is what Gary will give me as like an EMDR therapy tool.
I mean, that's possible.
One ear will be Court and the other one Courtney. Court. Courtney.
Court.
Oh, poor Courtney will only hear it in one ear.
Yeah.
Which one do you prefer, Courtney?
Probably the left one because the right one don't work.
We'll mix it up for
I
Courtney.
think she meant which name would you prefer?
I'm sorry. You meant the ear.
You're correct, Ryan.
Choices.
But that's okay. It could go either way.
It's okay.
Is that like how you think of first and last names now? That's my left name and that's my right name.
Oh, what else is going on in everybody's lives?
I would just want to say, I want people to stop talking to me about the weather.
Oh, yeah.
As someone whose job is outside, yes, I
Yeah.
agree. Because
And
I
I'm-
keep being told, "Bet you loving this weather, huh?" Like, that's fine.
I have always been on this train because I've worked customer service for a really long time, and that's like the small talk, right? Plus, we're Midwestern.
The nervous.
So that's the thing you do, right? You talk about the weather or
our
the
default.
Packers or what beer you're getting or whatever. And it's always the weather, and it's always irritated me. And every time there's a snowstorm coming, I'd be like, yeah, I don't know. I don't watch the news, actually. And they'd be like, huh? I'm like, when the snow comes, I will take care of it. Anyway, everyone's like, are you loving the weather? I'm like, actually, no, it scares me.
Me
It's
too.
terrifying that it's this warm.
I want to like it, but I'm just like, what damage is this going to do?
Yeah. I guess if we knew what next year was going to bring, it'd be different.
Sure.
But like, it's our birthday month. And
No kidding.
like,
Yeah.
we're going to be wearing shorts?
There should be a blizzard on my birthday party as per usual in all the years of my childhood.
I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't think so either.
No. But it's frightening because I was like looking at my backyard the other day, and I'm like, is this going to hurt the pollinator population this next year? Because if they're like not getting the slumber they need or whatever, I don't know. I don't know enough about it.
Well,
but-
and the water table is just,
Yeah.
all that snow is meant to slowly seep in over the spring and help
Right.
bring new growth.
Yeah.
And we don't have anything to bring.
And we had the drought to start the spring and summer last year. So it's going to be second
So that
year
means
of
my stepdad will be watering his lawn as per usual.
Yep.
You know?
He waters the lawn when it rains.
Yeah,
I think that's true.
There was a drought. He was on the news. They interviewed him about like, so why are you watering your lawn during a drought? Oh.
I remember that.
So they like publicly shamed him a little bit.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Good.
But he was interviewed, so he was like, this is cool.
I think there was,
No shame.
yeah.
It wasn't just him. Like they interviewed a bunch of people
Yeah.
around the city, but
I would like to go on record as being anti-lawn watering.
Oh, I don't.
Yeah.
No.
I don't water my lawn. This house has a sprinkler system and I don't use it.
the only reason to have a sprinkler is to run through it. And you just turn
Right.
it on to run through it, and then you turn it off.
Do you know how many people have told us, oh, you guys are so lucky you've got that sprinkler system. Oh, how nice. And we're like, we don't use it. We're not
I
turning
won't
it
turn
on.
If
The only other reason to have a sprinkler system is to turn it on people who come to your door that you don't.
that's true.
Yeah, that's true
Yeah.
too.
Like a little deterrent system. Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think like if we have a dry spell or just a dry period and the grass goes dormant, I just figured that's nature's way of telling me you don't need to mow right now and save resources.
Yeah. I'm also anti-lawn mowing, though, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if I could, I would have like a rock lawn. I
I would
really
have
would.
a pollinator lawn, honestly.
Oh, I like that.
Little tall grass.
I like
love
some
pollinators.
people like
We
doing
have
the
neighbors that
prairie
have that.
things right now around town. That's pretty cool.
Down the street, we have
want
someone that does.
moss lawn. Then be all soft and nice under your
Oh,
Ooh,
yeah.
That would be
If that's
nice.
practical, or if you could actually make that happen in most yards.
You'd have
with
to have a
like-
lot of trees.
Or exactly, you didn't have to have a lot of shade. That would be ideal for me.
So I have a fun story of something that happened to me last week.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So, as I said before, my job involves being outside a lot. And early in the morning, it's usually really cold, like 28 degrees, and then it gets to be like 50 by like noon. So, but some of the jobs I have to go in and out a lot, and the temperature change makes me pee, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's how it is.
Yeah.
And, I get up in the morning, I go to the bathroom, and when I get my work and I go out on my route, then it's like a lot of times by about 9, I'm like, oh, I gotta pee. And
That's one way to clean the windows, though.
I try to find a way. I try to find a way. 'Cause I'm awkward and neurotic about it. Like if I'm at an office, I don't want to be like, "Can I use your bathroom?" I try to find like, "Oh, good, there's a quick trip. I'll just go there and pee, and then I can."
I think that's fair.
Well,
That's polite.
So
Yeah.
I'm cleaning this office, and I was outside, and it was cold, and it was fine. It was just chilly, but the one window on the one side of the building was like, ooh, my soap's freezing because it was that cold on that side. And I get inside and I'm doing their little entryway and I'm doing their little meeting room and I'm like, oh, gotta pee. And like, it's weird because a lot of times when I'm having this urge to pee, it's like when I get in my car to like drive to my next job, I'm like, ooh, gotta pee. But when I stand up to like go do work, it's like, oh, I'm fine now. So it's kind of this back and forth. Well, then I'm like, I really definitely have to pee. So I'm going to try to like go through this hallway and like, oh, there's a restroom. But it's that thing where I have all my equipment on. And so I can't just go. Like I have to take my belt off.
It's a big, sexy tool belt.
And then to do that, I have to
Ooh.
also,
I think we need a photo shoot.
if I'm going to like sit down, I need to take off my suspenders.
Suspenders,
Take off my
yes.
coat,
They have
my coat, my
suspenders?
hoodie, my suspenders. Like I can't just take my pants down, right?
Ooh.
So I go.
This
in
sounds
the,
like a new OnlyFans thing. But anyway.
So I get into the bathroom and I start undoing my belt. I'm hanging my belt on the hook, but my body is like, "You're in the bathroom. You can go." And I totally pissed my pants. Just a little bit. It's just like I walked in the door and a little bit came out, and I got my belt on the hook and a little bit more came out, and I'm like, okay, gotta get to the toilet. And then I opened my fly and like everything, and I'm like, oh. And then I was like, I think I'm okay. But when I pulled my pants up, I'm like, nope, it went through. Because I have underwear, long johns, and my pants, so I thought I'd be safe. But no. So I just hung a towel off my belt in front of it. So like if someone saw that it was wet, they would just think, oh, the towel got him wet.
Right. Good thinking.
Because my right leg is always wet because that's where the bucket sits. So I was like, little wet pants doesn't really bother me, but
Ryan put his bucket in front.
Would you say it was a dick trickle?
a little bit.
Oh, we'll throw it back.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that happened to you.
It was hilarious, and I was
most-
like, I can't wait to tell people about this.
Pre or post birth mothers will also agree that somehow after you have children, the minute you see a toilet, your body goes, "Oh, we can pee now," and you're like, "No, we're not. Nope, not yet.
We're not sitting yet.
We're not yet."
Yeah.
That happens with Crohn's patients.
We'll get you a PeriFit.
Yes.
Yeah?
I know. There's like all the stuff that I could do for that.
Well, Ryan, I gotta say, you've got the right attitude about it.
Yeah.
But
Well, I think it's important that we all recognize embarrassing things happen.
absolutely.
And that, leads right into our topic for today.
Yes, it does. So today, for the main biscuit, we are doing Ryan.
Embarrassing stories, specifically from the YM magazine archives.
Oh, amazing.
Oh, I have a subscription
Young
to
Miss.
this.
Now,
Amazing.
Young Miss. It was
magazine-
Young and Modern.
Yeah. Well, it
I
changed.
think
I think it was Young
Okay,
Miss, like in the
way
60s.
back. No. Oh, Young Miss in the. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, in the 90s it was Young and Modern.
Yeah, they rebranded.
Then it
or-
became Your Magazine, apparently.
Oh.
and then it was just
Well, then
They're just
No, I'm
going
kidding.
with like
Yeah, we
what's
gotta keep
appropriate
it
for now.
right.
its
stay
last
relevant.
iteration was Teen Vogue. That was the last
Oh yeah.
Well, my cousins, I had some older cousins growing up, and in a weird way, I always feel like connected to their generation, although they're kind of still our generation, but they're like 4 to 6 years older.
Gen X.
So they always had Teen magazine and 17 and all that stuff. And they always had the same embarrassing stories. And so I would always, when they were like down, I'm like, can I have those pages? And I would just tear them out and keep them. And I wish I knew where some of them were because I'm sure there were some doozies. But I actually bought this collection on the internet. It's a book printed in 2004.
Excellent.
The same time your magazine ceased publication. Yes, it's a hilarious collection of humiliating, mortifying, and totally embarrassing moments.
So before Reddit, where you could put all of your embarrassing
suppose,
stories,
So these-
they'd
yes.
write in.
These are just paper-written Reddit stories.
Excellent.
More or less, yeah.
So they don't go on forever and ever.
And-
Just nice.
Oh, they
I
don't,
mean,
right?
teenage girls typically, right?
Right?
And everything's so embarrassing when you're a middle
Every
school teenager.
single thing.
A lot of these things are, I mean, there's a lot in the book we're not covering because they are just like,
Oh my
that's
god, I sneezed and it was so loud.
Right,
And
yeah.
a little bit of snot came out, which that did happen several times for me, and I was really afraid of sneezing for a while.
There is a section that are stories written from boys' point of view as
Okay.
well, but we don't need to
Nice.
Boys get
differentiate
embarrassed
those.
too.
But they do,
Very
yes.
true.
Contrary to popular belief back then, boys do have feelings.
Right. I think we'll let Carl start.
Ooh.
I would have loved to be like the editor that gets to like pick those.
God, could you imagine the ones that didn't make it in because they were just too vulgar or too whatever?
Ooh.
I always wonder how much
They
like
edited them.
right ghostwriting goes
Yeah.
into it, where it's like this happened, but we're like, well, we'll say it was this because this is a little better.
I wonder if any of them are just made up.
Probably.
Well, right away, I'm going to get to the shit.
Let's go.
I'm excited.
Do's and don'ts.
Let's do with 2 O's.
Do.
One morning, the school bus reeked of dog poop.
Oh no.
Everyone was trying to figure out where the smell was coming from when some guy yelled, "Ew, you have dog dew all over your shoe." The bus driver pulled over, made me get off,
Oh my god.
and wouldn't let me back on the bus until I wiped it all off on the grass.
Are they allowed to do that at this point?
Well, they did.
I guess maybe. I mean, maybe they think it's like a health issue, right? Like we don't want to spread dog poop everywhere. That could be bad.
My guess it was just a grumpy bus driver. But yeah, no, I get your point.
In Spain, they say if you step in dog poop, it's good luck. But I think that's just because it's the city and no one cleans up their dog shit.
I'm still trying to figure out the good luck part here.
That's what they said.
Sarcasm?
It means
or...
that you have good luck for the day. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's not true.
Well, I love that I accidentally randomly chose this one for the first one. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna do what Carl did. How mature.
Ooh.
My best friend and I were on a camping trip, and we kept seeing this really cute boy around the campsite.
Ooh.
One night, we were using the unisex bathrooms. Nobody else was around, so she challenged me to a farting contest. And I accepted. We got so into it, we didn't hear the bathroom door open. When we walked out of our stalls, we saw the guy we'd been lusting after standing there, laughing hysterically. We bolted from the bathroom and didn't leave our tent again until the trip was over. I'm personally of the opinion you should have just owned it.
Yeah.
Well, he
Yeah.
was enjoying it,
Right?
obviously.
He thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, just say something from the stalls. Well, where that came from. See how they react.
You like that?
idea of co-ed bathrooms is horrifying to me.
Courtney, would
I
you?
don't hate
Absolutely
it.
mortifying.
I don't hate it. I feel like in the UK, it was basically just a long hallway with a big room, and everyone had their own little mini stall. Like it was just a stall, right, with a sink and a toilet in your own little room. Like with
nice.
it didn't. There was no gaps or anything, but it was all just like one big room where you just
Like,
all
do you
went
see
to the
people's
bathroom.
feet and everything?
No.
Or
No, it's
Oh,
just
okay.
America
So it is
that
pretty
likes to be
private.
pervy
Yeah,
with our door gaps. And
Yeah, I think that's true.
giant bathrooms are just weird, honestly, especially here.
Well, I got one. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. What was that, Leah?
I look for my undercarriage.
Yeah, you do.
Ooh.
ooh,
All right, let's get one in here. All right, I got one that says, cover your mouth. I had my 2 front teeth knocked out in a bad sports accident, but luckily I was able to get some temporary fakes before the permanent replacements were ready. The only thing was, they were kind of wiggly. One day, as I was sitting in class, I let out this huge sneeze that sent them flying.
Courtney's fear of sneezing.
To make matters
Courtney's
worse,
what?
Courtney's fear of sneezing, apparently.
Oh.
Anyway, to make matters worse, one of the teeth hit this really cute guy sitting in front of me. My classmate's name for me has been Snaggletooth Sneezer ever since.
Oh my god. I want Snaggletooth Sneezer. If you ever hear this, I'm so sorry.
It's actually
But
really
please reach
creative.
out.
Yeah, that's really creative though.
It's kind of a cute.
It's awful.
Yeah, mean
got good
nickname.
alliteration.
Yeah.
Yes,
I
exactly.
would absolutely die if a tooth came out of nowhere and hit me in the forehead. Oh my gosh.
I'm a whore for the alliteration though.
It came out of Snaggletooth's mouth, Courtney.
Snaggletooth Sneezer. All right, I got another one here for you guys. It's a shorter one. Actually, it's a decent sized one, but it's lip lock. On the last day of health class, we were doing CPR on a lifelike dummy when my friends dared me to stick my tongue in its mouth like I was French kissing it.
Good idea.
Yeah, I bet it tasted like bleach.
Oh boy.
Ugh.
Since it was the last day of school, I figured I wouldn't get in trouble and my little prank would be talked about all summer long, making me sort of a legend.
Right.
I couldn't pass up the opportunity, so I went for it. On the last round of quick breaths, I stuck my tongue in the dummy's mouth and it got stuck.
Oh my god.
The teacher had to pry my tongue out. Oh no.
How? Was it like a suction thing, do you think?
I don't know. But oh my god, that would be
We had this
terrible.
horrible one at our Boy Scout camp. It was CPR Annie.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love
And
Annie.
yeah.
Resuscitation.
But
Annie.
she had half her face was gone, like
boy.
worn off.
Oh, okay.
So it looked like a zombie. And it was like, really? Do I have to do CPR on
Yeah.
this thing?
Annie, are
Every
you
single
okay?
year.
For me, it doesn't matter what it is.
She's been through a lot.
What, Leah?
Don't judge Annie. She's been through a lot.
She
That's
was through
true.
a lot.
That's
That's
true.
true.
Very true.
Her fault.
Well, I didn't give her the tongue.
It doesn't-
That's for sure.
For me, though, it doesn't matter what it is. Dolls creep me out. So even like right now, I'm thinking of that nursing doll we had in the
Oh, yeah.
episode.
Oh, the nursing doll.
Oh my god.
She had so many orifices.
Yeah.
And interchangeable parts, so
No kidding.
All kinds of practice. You'd be legendary.
Yeah.
Okay, also, why would you want to be the kid that's known as like, oh my god, remember that one kid that stuck their tongue in the dummy's mouth last day of school?
She's a legend.
I do feel like back then, like that legendary stuff wasn't so whiplashy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so if you were a legend, it was like a funny story for a long time.
Right.
Whereas like now it's like a funny story until it's not, and then you're not cool.
Right. Well, and also like they could record it and then it's, you know,
Yeah.
the whole.
until the next reel.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
I just remembered a funny CPR story that I want to throw out because at the time I thought I was a legend for doing this. When we did CPR in health class, we went through the motions, but obviously you couldn't do it on your partner. So I thought I was a badass, and one day I brought in a DNR bracelet. So when it was my turn, I'm like,
Where did you get one?
I actually had to make it because I couldn't. Like,
That is so high
He
school.
stole it off some old man who then got resuscitated when he was trying to die.
That is so high school. Just to be like, I'm gonna fight the,
and my health teacher, when she saw it, she was just like, "What the?"
I realized during CPR that I really liked the recovery position. Like you had to like tuck your arm under your head and like lay on your side. I was like, oh, this is comfy as hell.
Oh yeah.
I
They
love
do that
it.
in yoga. Like at the end.
Well,
Roll to the fetal position.
I support us all recover.
And then some weirdo makes out with you.
Apparently.
I won't say that.
The tongue's gonna get stuck.
So far, that's not happened. So this is a very appropriate one for me since I had just talked about my embarrassing things. So during silent reading time in class, the very cute boy next to me was trying to get me to laugh by making faces and cracking jokes. I had a cold, so I kept wiping and blowing my nose. When he whispered this really funny comment about our teacher, I burst out laughing and a big snot bubble blew out of my nose.
Oh, no.
I tried to sniffle it back, but it was too late. He had seen everything.
Oh my God, you have phlegm. How dare you?
Yeah, but it should like stay in its container. Granted, when Gary and I got married,
I do like the phrase in its container. But tell me about when we got
tell you about when we got married. You were there.
I was also there.
Brian and Carl were also-
We're still suffering from heat stroke from that day, so we can't really remember
It
everything.
was so warm. Oddly enough, I don't remember being hot.
It's weird because
you were hot.
I remember talking about being hot, but like the actual being like, oh, I'm uncomfortable. I don't think it was that bad.
I don't
in
remember
church. It wasn't that bad, and we weren't outside very long.
No.
Just to take pictures, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so we said our vows, and I cry at everything. So I was trying really hard not to cry, but like I got, my nose was running a little bit, and when we went to go kiss each other, I'm like, oh, it snotted on you.
I remember that.
I do remember that. Yeah, I didn't
Oh,
forget.
so romantic.
Yeah, it was. Leave it to me. I make everything extra romantic.
I think I had a fun smile about it. I
Yeah,
thought-
you were totally fine with it, but I was just like, oh my God, I just said that out loud.
This was
fine.
well after the priest burped during the service.
Oh, wow.
I wish
out.
I
It
wish
wasn't
you
like
could
a
have been
belch.
there.
It was like a little.
I didn't even notice that he burped. And honestly, we have a DVD of it, and we have never watched it.
Oh my gosh, we need to sit there and watch that.
Never ever have we watched it. Like, I don't know if I
We can watch the ceremony part.
Solid.
I think Leah and Courtney should go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have here one entitled Multiple Choice.
Ooh.
I had fallen asleep in science class when my teacher decided to call on me. My friend woke me up and told me to say the answer to the question was C. So I said, the answer is C, helps protect from harmful pesticides and orgasms.
Oh, boy.
Before I thought about what I had said, the entire class, including my teacher, burst out laughing. When the bell rang, this guy came up to me and said, make sure you stay away from those harmful orgasms.
That is like a teacher's worst fear is to accidentally say orgasm instead of organism. And so recently I taught about collapsing civilizations, and they used to charge a tax in some of the civilizations that were in power by Islam, and it was like a jizyn tax, Jizyn, I think is how it's spelled. Either way, I just skipped it and said a tax every single time because I was not going to deal with a bunch of 15 and 16-year-old boys being like, she said jizz. But yes, organism. That's and second of all, organisms. Second of all, don't call on kids who are asleep.
Yeah.
That's just mean.
Well, and like I like the idea that there's some teachers who would think, oh, maybe they had a rough night. They wouldn't be like, man, you're not paying attention. They'd be like, oh, that poor child.
I feel like
that
there's
is
a
a-
lot more of that.
Because my
now.
teacher did that to me once. So, okay, this is dumb, but sometimes I live in my head. And like our class picture was up in the front of the class, and this girl named the way her glasses were, the light reflected. So in the picture, it looked like she just had white eyes. And I remember looking at that and going, I wonder what it'd be like to be blind. And so like teachers talking and going on, and I just shut my eyes and I'm like, this is what it'd be like to be blind, just listening. And all of a sudden he stops and I look at him and he's looking at me. I'm like, he's like, do you need to go lay down? I was like, no.
I was just pretending to be blind.
Well, right? Like, how do you explain? Well, I'm a neurotic weirdo.
Just side note, I also did that. And I still do sometimes.
I used to go around my house when I was a kid and like count steps and stuff. Just in case I would go.
I would always do things like, I wonder if I could hold my breath as long as this character is supposed to be holding my breath in a movie. And I would like press play and I go, and just wait and wait and wait and be like, I can't make it.
Yep.
I used
I
to
did
also
that.
practice holding my
Practical application of that. So I was working at the hotel on Craig Road once, and a guy called me and said, like, I'm helping this person, this young girl or like this, adolescent 20s or whatever, like girl who's learning to use her blind cane. And she's gonna go from the gas station across on Keg Road, and she's gonna cross the highway, and she's gonna come to your like hotel lobby. Can you like tell her verbally like how to get there? Like if you have no sight. So like she's gonna like go on the sidewalk until she meets like the press button to cross the highway. She's gonna go to the middle middle of the highway thing, and then go again across, and then she's gonna cross again across Craig Road, and then our parking lot happens, and she's gonna go around this way and blah blah blah, and then into the lobby. She'll go straight ahead, blah blah blah. And so like I had to explain all of that verbally and like without my eyes, right? So like it's important that we all do that, because someday someone will come and say, "Hey, I need you."
My anxiety level just rocketed during that whole thought.
Yeah, I would have to decline because I'm not good at directions with my
Why
sight.
did we pick that intersection? Like,
That's terrible.
oh my gosh. Well, at least it
I have
wasn't
no
one of
idea.
those uncontrolled intersections
Maybe-
in Eau Claire.
Maybe she had already tried the other ones.
But then she did it. Like she
graduated
came
to
with her
that.
cane like across the road and like came to the lobby and was like, "Thanks for like explaining it." Blah blah blah.
And then she was like, "Psych, I can totally see."
Gotcha.
I was just practicing. Just in case.
I used to also fall off the couch and pretend to be dead to see if my parents would come help me.
Aw.
And
Did
how
they?
did that go? I was gonna.
No,
Okay.
not a single time.
We'll deal with that later.
We can unpack that after we're done.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I've unpacked it. We're good.
All right, Leah, you got one for us?
Yeah, okay. A2, Downey. My sophomore class was performing Julius Caesar for our annual play. Since our costumes weren't finished yet, I brought in a sheet to help me get into my toga wearing character. Oh, okay, like a bed sheet.
Okay.
I got confused. Brought in a sheet to help me get into my toga wearing character. During rehearsal, I walked across the stage and dramatically threw the sheet around me.
Oh, God.
And as I did, my sister's Power Rangers underwear came flying out.
Oh boy.
We fell on the floor laughing. I spent the next day trying to explain that the panties weren't mine, but no one believed me.
At least there were Power Rangers. Like, that's
I
pretty
wonder
cool.
which Power Ranger, or if it was like all of the Power
of them.
Rangers.
See, I was expecting like with the sheet that there'd be like a pee
See
stain.
through or some sort of
Yeah,
stain.
like a urine stain, and then all of a sudden they'd be like, "Oh no!"
Oh, I
Or
thought
it
they were
fell
going to,
off.
like, be naked or something.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to, like, have some kind of...
I like the underwear better though.
Ryan
Yeah.
didn't let me read a lot of these before, but that one I did actually read when we.
Well, I
previewed
let
the
you read
book.
ones that
Yeah.
that weren't yours.
Yeah.
Okay. No, that's fair.
So I've got one called Cross Exam.
Ooh.
In religion class, I was cramming for a health quiz that I had in my next class. It was on the reproductive system, and I wasn't really focused on the class discussion, but I worried my teacher might notice how quiet I was, so I decided to answer a question. He asked, "People of non-Jewish faith are known as what?" I raised my hand, meaning to say Gentiles, but I blurted out genitals instead. All the guys started snickering, and my teacher just rolled his eyes, figuring I had said it for attention. I think it was
I
the
would think
opposite
so.
of a religious experience.
Well said.
Oh man.
I mean, I think genitals can be part of a religious experience.
yeah, that's true.
Indeed.
Well, were they going to, like, a Catholic school?
Well, even if you're going to bring Catholicism into it, that's where Courtney had her genital enlightenment.
Enlightenment.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, Carl, you got one for
That's
us?
accurate.
Yes. So this is a kind of like health class, I guess, but adventures in nudity.
Ooh.
Oh.
Last New Year's, my friends and I threw a huge bash. By 2 a.m., the guys had left, and there were a bunch of us spending the night. We were getting a little crazy and decided to streak down the driveway.
Who are these children?
My hot neighbor and all his friends saw us skipping naked and started shooting bottle rockets at our butts.
Excellent.
We freaked out and ran and jumped into my pool. When my dad heard us scream, he thought someone was trying to break into the
Oh, boy.
house, and he called the police.
Oh, no.
To top it off, we were all given warnings about indecent exposure.
Jesus.
Standing office.
I feel like if I was that dad, I'd feel really sad.
That actually does remind me of something that my son did once. One of my older ones. We were camping and he stayed up pretty late, and him and his friend decided they were going to make some hot dogs over the campfire. Well, they ended up burning a bunch of them.
Oh.
So the next morning, as it was becoming daylight, him and his friend like hid in the bushes with these stupid burnt hot dogs, and they were throwing them at joggers that were doing their morning jog. Just beaming them with hot dogs. I am mad, but that is hilarious.
Jeez Louise. I would have been so confused. Right? Like, how
Where does hot dog
confused would
come
you
from?
be if you just had a hot dog thrown at you?
Exactly.
I mean,
I'm a
protein?
vegetarian. I'd be very offended.
True.
Well, and like, what age are you that you're running naked down a driveway and someone's like, the best solution, not to like stare at the naked people, but shoot fireworks at them?
Honestly, these have to be older teenagers, right? Like, who's throwing a huge New Year's Eve bash where people aren't leaving till 2 a.m.?
Well, right. I don't know. I want to know what kind of neighborhood they were living in.
Were you a rule follower?
Absolutely.
Oh, definitely.
100%. And I would have never been naked in front of anybody. Oh my God. I didn't get invited to those things. Because I was the mom. And I've been like, this is a terrible idea. We cannot do this.
I was the caretaker of my group, but I didn't tell them not to do the things. I just kept them safe in whatever situation they were in as best as I could.
Very noble of you.
Like, hey, let's get in this random stranger just lifted truck and go for a ride. Totally great idea. No, not at all. But I'll get in the truck with you so that you don't get murdered.
Oh,
Then
no.
you could have gotten murdered.
Nah.
Okay.
Nope, I don't
Also,
get
Tiffany would pour out the beer as it got towards the end of the night.
Yeah.
She'd like take the beer for a walk, pour it out.
Yeah. And give it back
Everyone's,
to them
like, too drunk.
less full.
Nice.
Yeah, I didn't get invited to things where those things happened,
I mean,
which is fine.
I have a random thought for you. 8 years ago on Facebook, I posted, Marsha Brady, why do you whine so much about your braces? Most kids would kill to have to wear braces for exactly one episode. That's all she has them for.
Marsha. Are we ready? I'm very excited about this one. I haven't read anything but the title, which is March 1990, and I would like to note that I was in kindergarten.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes, kindergarten.
Me too.
Me too.
Okay. I went with my boyfriend to a park.
Okay, for a second, my head was still we're in kindergarten. I'm like, what the hell?
No, these are much older than kindergartners. I'm guessing, because now we're going to sit on his lap, squeezing his knee.
Oh, dear.
Winky face. Not paying much attention. When I asked him how he liked the massage, he gave me a strange look. Uh-oh. He didn't know what I was talking about. I looked down and saw my hand was on the knee of the 70-year-old guy sitting next to me. I was so embarrassed. First of all,
I'm not going to lie to you. All the ones that are in that section of like old vintage ones, they all end in like, I was so embarrassed, or boy, was my face red.
oh my gosh. Listen, if you're massaging a knee, you better be looking at it first.
Right?
Also, who sits down by a 70-year-old at the park?
That you're close enough to accidentally
Yeah.
grab their
Yeah.
And sitting on your boyfriend's lap next to a 70-year-old,
Right,
that just
yeah.
seems like a
Especially-
string of poor choices.
Especially circa 1990.
Yeah, I totally wouldn't be doing that crap next to a 70-year-old. That's
Could you
weird.
imagine this woman going, what is going on?
Well, what if he was like kind of pervy and he was like, yeah,
I prefer more the
knew.
aloof.
Or
knew that
maybe
she
like
would
he just
want
doesn't have
me.
a feeling in his leg and he just didn't even know what was happening.
Yeah, that's true, too.
Neuropathy or something.
God, could you imagine though, like if this gal like was rubbing his leg and then her hand went higher and she felt his erection and then finds out it's the old dude?
Viagra
I don't
wasn't
think she would have
popular
been
back
so
then.
embarrassed at that point. I think she would have ran away.
Yeah, well, her fault for.
I want the 70-year-old to like call the police on her.
Right.
I picture him like
assaulted by this.
dressed like as just a dapper 70-year-old guy, and he just gives it like this fun wink, like yeah, and she's like, "What?" I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah, it's kind of a little wrong that the guy just hung out. Like,
that's true.
Well, it probably happened really fast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
oh,
Oh, do you like that? And he's probably like what? And oh,
Oh yeah, see, that's a scenario I can get behind.
Or maybe the old guy didn't even have feeling in his leg.
Right?
What if he didn't have his leg?
What if it was a prosthetic?
It
Right.
could have been a prosthetic.
Wow,
He never
He
This
probably
is
had
going-
polio.
During a weird rabbit hole right now.
Oh, there's a lot that
lost
could
it in
happen
the
in
war.
this.
This is, yeah.
We're in the weeds. Let's get out, Gary.
All right, I'll
us
get
a
us
new one.
out. I'm going to get us out with a story titled Crappy Day. All right. Walking across the front lawn of my high school one afternoon, I spotted my boyfriend hanging out with a bunch of his friends. He noticed me heading toward him and even nudged his friend next to him, who turned to look at me too. But just as I shot them a "Don't I look awesome?" look, a bird pooped right on my face.
Oh, was it on Birdshit Island?
No, it was in the high school lawn. So my guy and his friends pointed at me and groaned, "Ew," really loud.
I really thought you were going to say she shit her pants.
Nope. Nope. She shit her face.
I mean, that sucks.
Oh, that was a good one. I mean, I feel sorry for her, but
I do
you know,
too.
whatever.
That
Hey,
would suck. And gross. Ew. But, you know.
sure.
So
Okay.
I got one, and I do feel like my Wisconsin's coming out. Research, eh? I needed to do some research for a paper, so I used the library's computer. I clicked on a link that made my screen flood with porn. Frantically.
Uh-oh.
I tried to close the windows, but a boy saw me and yelled, "Tanya's looking at dirty sites!" Everyone crowded around me laughing while the librarian tried to shut it down. Oh, Tanya.
Is this why we have firewalls now, Gary?
Oh, absolutely.
And I'm glad for them every single day.
No. I remember the days when that didn't exist. Yeah. It was.
Wild West.
It was.
It really
in our
was.
youth.
It really was.
Yeah.
Everybody was so like, "Oh yeah, the internet. It's so educational, and so we have to give it to the kids." And they didn't know what the fuck they were doing.
No.
It was.
That really is a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just typing class and porn.
I am very good at typing.
How's your porn skills?
I've never tried them.
This one is called Door Jam. Also library themed, seems. Okay. I was in the library working on a research paper when someone came on the loudspeaker and paged me to the office. My mother brought me a bag containing what I thought was my field hockey uniform. On my way back into the library, the door accidentally slammed behind me and my bag got caught. Everybody turned to look, so I casually pulled on the bag. I got it out, but it ripped open and my uniform fell to the floor, along with a box of tampons.
No.
My mom had packed them because I'd started my period that day. Wah, wah.
Listen, I am so glad we're not doing that anymore.
Period.
Just no, we're not
stopped.
like ugh, tampons, ugh, pads.
I think
or at
that's-
least I don't. I don't know.
I think that stuff's becoming a lot more normalized.
Yeah, and I'm good. I'm glad for it. Like, why are we embarrassed about that?
It was funny. We were in an advanced English class in high school, so probably 17, 18 years old. And like at that point, everyone's kind of like, oh yeah, whatever. And I remember one of the girls, like, she was just like, "Oh, does anyone have any Midol? And does anyone have any tampons?" And it was just like, what is going on? Like, did this girl just come to school like not prepared for anything?
I guess not.
I mean,
Well,
back
and
then you never really
so the
knew.
funny part is, it was one of my best guy friends because he carried stuff in his backpack for his girlfriend. And he's
Yeah.
like, "Oh yeah, here you go," and it was just like,
Love that.
it was very normal.
Yeah.
Didn't you have another story though, where in middle school
Oh my
the
God.
girls like a bloody pad fell out, and then everyone was like, "Gross," and she said, "It's not even mine; it's my sister's."
Ew. Like
That made
how's
it
that a
better?
good- no. Oh my god.
I can confirm that happened, and I'm still confused on what actually happened. I do remember the science teacher going,
Was it in the classroom?
yes, it was right in
Boy. I mean, at least it was in science, right? So we have the cleaning materials. there.
maybe
The sister even nearby?
No.
I'm thinking maybe it was like one of those things where it's like that's your default is like I didn't do it, my sister did.
Yeah.
So
Well,
it's like
it's
it's
terrible.
not mine, it's my sister's.
Because it's one of those
like,
situations where
oh wait,
it wasn't
that's
like
worse somehow.
it wasn't like it's that terrible middle school like passive bullying.
Yeah.
Like you're not the bully, but you don't stop it.
Right.
And like so there was this guy and girl who sat in front of the room and everyone was always like, "Oh, they're dating, ha ha ha." Well, then this happened and it just I mean, it was like one of those moments where it's like, well, at some point the relief, like it had to happen. Something crazy had to happen, and that's what happened. And honestly, I think after that, no one really messed with her.
Oh, nice.
So
She's carrying around the bloody tampon of other people.
She's carrying around the blood of her enemies.
There we go. She's like a fierce
Picked it
warrior.
up. Did she?
she was all about recycling, I guess. I don't know.
Well, maybe she was gonna.
She did
like...
pick it up. I think about that.
Well, yeah. There's not really another option, is there?
It is a little PTSD sometime to think about.
Maybe
dear.
maybe she had some like glorious revenge plan in her head of like how this was gonna super embarrass her sister. Of like, this is your bloody
Yeah.
bad. Except it backfired.
It was probably just a reflex, just like you said. Like,
yeah. That's
Yeah.
like I blame
But
stuff
how
on my
does
sister.
a
all
pad
the
get
time.
away from you like that? I don't care if it's
Well,
your
where was
sister
it?
or not.
In her backpack.
Oh,
maybe she was like
confused?
embarrassed, like to throw it away, like
Or
if
maybe
they
there
didn't
was
have
no
like a
bag.
garbage or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some explanation. That poor person. I
I didn't
bet
think
they're.
like
Yeah.
That's like one of those that
That's probably
you
a memory
never
that also
stop
sticks
thinking
with them.
about.
yeah. I mean, middle school was tough enough for everyone, but
Little.
I can imagine that. Yeah, if you
That would be mortifying.
didn't have like a solution in a weird
Right.
situation, you probably
You
just
panic and you're just
Yeah.
like, oh my god, I gotta get to class. They'll just
Yeah.
stick it in here and
Yeah,
nothing will
take care of
happen
it later.
until I drop my backpack in front of the whole entire class.
see that is like an actual mortifying
Right.
thing. Like that's like legit.
But
like a
she
reason
wouldn't
to
be
embarrassed.
popular enough to be in this magazine, so that's the other like,
That's not how that works.
No, you wrote in.
yeah.
They didn't like come find you. Hey, give us an embarrassing story,
You
famous
know-
kid. You just wrote your letter and sent it in.
I just don't think she's the type of girl who is getting.
Who's going to be writing that
Why
in
a
because
magazine?
we don't want to think
We
about
don't want
it.
extra
Yeah.
attention about
Maybe her
Yeah,
sister
because
would
oh
write
my
it in.
god, because you also as a middle schooler think everyone will be able to recognize like, oh my god, they're gonna know it was me,
Yeah.
even though it's like, well, no, that well, I mean, maybe I don't know. I don't know how many people that happened to.
Probably more than we think.
Ugh, I don't want to know. Okay, anyway, so moving on. Mine is you won't score that way.
Oh boy.
So that was a great segue.
You know what would be fun? What do we think the scoring is?
Ooh,
I can't say. I already know.
Fair enough.
But Amanda was a high school athlete, so right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I went
that's
athlete
generous.
right
My
away.
gut reaction was like scoring with
I
the
was
opposite
on
sex.
Yeah.
and I played, but
Gary is correct.
I wasn't like
But it
any
is
like
also sports related.
all
Okay.
conference anything.
Ooh, it's the double.
combo.
Okay, sorry. What happened?
Gary and I were contemplating what is the score in reference to. I said sports. He said getting it on.
And I said it's both.
Okay.
So let's
Okay.
hear it.
All right. You won't score that way. During a flag football game in gym, I got pushed into a guy I had a crush on, and we both fell. Some people thought it'd be funny to start a pile up, so they jumped on top of us.
Oh my god.
When they did, my bladder couldn't handle the pressure, and I peed all over him.
Awesome.
By the end of the day, the whole school knew.
Yeah. She is not going to score.
Not for any of it.
No. No points.
Not for the flag football.
no cute boy.
Not for. Would it be less embarrassing if it hadn't been someone she had a crush on?
No.
I
don't think so.
I don't know.
I don't know if there's anything to save that scenario.
Is it possible to be a meet cute? Hey, remember, honey, in middle school?
Remember when I
When you
pissed
peed
all
on
over
me?
you in flag football?
Well, that's the thing too. You know, these are teenagers, so 10, 20 years from now, he might be into that. I mean,
True story.
I am all about
What if that
Julia
was a
thinks
sexual
that's really
awakening?
funny.
yeah.
What if that he was just like, yeah.
No.
He really was into it then.
But this is my this is also my fetish. There has to be a pile of people on me.
On top of a giant mattress that
See,
looks like an ice cream
Yeah.
sandwich.
There's too many logistics, and
Oh,
that's
man.
when you go.
That's real.
I don't know if we can get to the hotness of
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Very circumstantial.
But yeah, here at Wicker Biscuit, we don't like to kink shame.
No.
Not at all.
So yeah,
No.
we'll allow it. I will stand by at Wicker Biscuit. We don't kink shame.
Absolutely.
Do you kink shame when it comes to a bloody mess?
Uh-oh.
Oh, yikes.
I put my old period stained panties in a bag to throw away. It was trash day, so the cans were at the curb.
It was a sister's.
When I went outside, my hot neighbor and his friends were skateboarding. I wanted to get their attention, so I swung my bag and shook my butt as I walked down the driveway. Suddenly, the bag flew open, and my dirty undies landed on the pavement. I just left them there and hurried back inside.
Okay, there were so many mistakes in that scenario.
Yeah.
How did they close the garbage bag that it opened?
I don't know.
Why are you just leaving it?
Oh, right?
Aids.
They're going to say it's their sisters.
Why would you swing a garbage bag to get someone's attention? Like the shaking your butt, I get, but like the
Yeah.
I want to know what kind of shake it was, truly, right? Like, is it a whipping around thing? Or
I didn't even
or just-
picture the over the head spinning, but yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
It's a lasso.
Yeah, boys, look at my butt.
Check me out. I can take out the garbage too.
Come get it, boys! Woo, woo, woo!
I don't. But so
It's
many.
like
mistakes.
sex and ass.
Well, and I think the funny part about that story is what's the embarrassing part?
Yeah.
The garbage?
the bloody
Like to me,
underwear, I think.
I don't know. That's kind of boss. Like, yeah, that's right. I just left those out there.
Okay.
It was a power move.
There we go. I like how you flip the narrative there.
Yeah.
I'm a real woman. I can menstruate.
Yes, I love that.
And I'll leave my bloody panties outside for y'all to see.
My
Come hither, boys.
bring all the boys to the yard.
Or keep those fuckers
My
away.
my trash bag shake brings all the boys to the yard, and they're like, "Ooh."
You're like, oh, well, like, I guess.
Well, I know why Ryan picked this one for me. That's the one, right? It's not because the story relates to me. It's just because.
Thank you for the warning.
Yes. Because at least it was clean.
Oh,
My best friend and I went to Milwaukee to see the Brewers at their new stadium. When they came out for batting practice, they began giving autographs. After borrowing a pen from the person sitting next to us, we went over to the guys. But then we realized we didn't have anything for them to sign. My friend remembered we had put wrappers from the hot dogs we ate in our pockets, and I suggested that we use them. I took mine, handed it to one of the players. He looked at me funny. I had accidentally given him a pad.
yep. Called it.
Oh no.
Well, at least it was a clean one.
Yeah,
Scenario.
I think that would be more fun. Like, that would be, I don't know, that could be like a nice memento. Like, here's my framed pad that was autographed
Let's
by,
make it a thing.
by, I don't know, whatever.
This does remind me of the sweet Amanda when we went to Madison to go see, as we've mentioned many times, Mercury Stardust. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I wish I could get her signature. And Amanda's like, we're all like searching our pockets, nothing. And Amanda's like, would you like one of my colostomy bags? I'm like, oh, Amanda, I love you. But I didn't know how to approach her. Like, would you stop rubbing your toes enough so that we can find my friend's colostomy bag?
It was clean.
Unlike those toes.
Unlike those toes.
I like the little art
My
projects
holdup
we
was
did to
just
like
that.
celebrate.
Right. You can decorate those.
Yeah.
It brings
My
joy.
holdup
And
was
I
just
wouldn't
that,
have
like,
used
those
it.
are expensive.
I have insurance.
Yeah. Well, and don't say that
don't
too loud. They're gonna cut us off.
Well, I don't even use those anymore.
Okay.
I have a different one. But yeah, I mean, I think that would be a great trend.
Yes.
Huh? I need
Whole
something.
collection. Oh, when we go
Ostomy
see
bag?
Willie Nelson, make sure you bring a field.
Oh yeah, good call. And a baked potato.
Yes.
I like it.
So I'm gonna say this next. The title is Garbage Pail Kid, but I'm also gonna note that I don't remember those existing, and people talk about them all the time that are my age. They're like, "Oh yeah, Garbage Pail Kids."
I don't remember them at all.
It was a little bit before us, but it bled into when we were.
It was, yeah, I was going to say,
Lisa and
yeah,
Carl.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I had a whole old briefcase covered with the stickers.
Yeah.
Yeah, no recollection. of
Courtney and I
Garbage
had
Pail Kids.
another cousin that was really into it.
Let's hear how these Garbage Pail Kids are embarrassing. It was the third week of school, and one day in English class, the boy I had liked for a really long time finally asked me over to his desk. What? Sorry.
Okay.
I'm
Is it
trying to
like- is it
imagine
like the teacher?
it's like coming over to your house.
What if
right?
it was the teacher?
Right.
That was the boy she really liked.
Ew. Oh my God. Okay. All right. We chatted for a while and it seemed as if he liked me. As if he liked me too. Then I went to throw out a piece of paper and walked back to talk to him. But I guess someone moved my chair because when I went to sit down, I fell directly into the trash can that was in front of him.
See, I had to make sure they weren't all period blood.
She's an actual Garbage Pail Kid.
Yes.
She is in the trash can.
See, my mind goes to Oscar the Grouch.
That's trash-tastic. Why are you inviting someone over to your desk? I don't, help me.
Well,
I mean,
because
I
there's
get
It's a
it.
weird way to phrase it. Like,
Because they don't have the ability to invite them to their house yet.
It's not like a rose ceremony. It's not like I've saved this desk
I
for
really
you.
want to think it's the teacher, because my teacher always had their garbage can next to their desk.
It's true.
I mean, I avoid that actually for the nose blowers, but yes.
Oh.
Like, was she just staring at the
It
guy?
did you a lot of
Behind
good.
the curtain.
I missed that part of the story. Was she just like in awe at him?
I don't know. Someone was pranking her.
Oh, Chad, you're so handsome.
Maybe he was in on the prank.
Chad was a dick.
I think they did it to be mean. I think they
I
just
can't
moved her
help it.
chair.
Ugh, mean.
You gotta look out for those Brad, Chads, and Dads.
3, 2, 1.
Nice. You should have had me call it.
They're kind of bad tonight. I think my tummy hurts. I mean, it does hurt, so I'm sorry if it stinks.
No, it's okay. We was like it. We like the stinky butt.
Says it to me like he's talking to his dog.
That is what I say to Ruggles.
Yeah,
She does have a stinky butt.
I work with teenage boys, so
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. I'm sorry. I still love you.
Anybody want to hear a story?
I would love to.
I would like to tell you about anatomy lesson. One day, my brother and I were home alone. He was downstairs watching a movie. I was upstairs in the shower. I knew I had to be quick because my friend Josh was coming over to work on a science project.
Yeah, right.
When I realized there weren't any towels in the bathroom, I ran to my room totally naked and closed the door. I turned around and there was Josh.
Oh my God.
Sitting on my bed.
No.
My little brother had let him in and told him to wait in my room until I was ready.
Absolutely not.
Josh and I haven't been able to look each other in the eye since.
Well, no
Because they
kidding.
can't stop making out.
What kind of insane asylum are you living in that you decide to put a boy? Oh, wait. I guess we don't know. We don't know
Well,
if the author is.
If it's a little brother, they're kind of
Yeah.
clueless to that stuff.
True.
But they didn't know you didn't have a towel in the bathroom.
But why would you
Yeah.
put them in your room?
Yeah,
Why wouldn't you just have them wait in like the kitchen or living room?
Maybe they were close.
You don't bring a boy in their rooms.
I mean, you know,
that was never
no, it's
a
not
problem
even
at
like
my
the boy
house.
or whatever. It's like, why are you studying in the bedroom kind of thing, right?
Right,
Like
yeah,
that's
like
that was the
studying
thing,
in the
right?
kitchen.
Well, speaking of
Court.
I got one for you.
I would love to hear it.
Bearing it all. Huh.
Somebody
My mom
like
and I were
Josh's
cleaning her
friend.
apartment, getting ready to move. She was washing the sliding glass doors of our back patio. I started messing around on the other side of the glass, putting my lips and hands on it so she'd have more to clean. She told me to stop or I'd have to clean it myself. So I pulled down my pants and pressed my bare butt against the door. I put my pants back on and turned around to see the old man in the condo next door staring at me. I covered my mouth and my mom started laughing hysterically.
Do you
I
think,
would, as a mother, I would also laugh at
do you
that
think
child.
it was the old man from
same
the
guy.
park?
Yeah.
He's just like, what
Yes.
keeps happening to me?
These kids, what's going on?
And the best thing is he's like not a pervy guy. He's like, come on, man.
This same bitch was rubbing my leg.
Oh,
Fucking
boy.
All right,
Tanya.
Leah, you got one for us?
I do. And it's called I Could Have Died, but D-Y-E-D.
Ooh.
What color?
Yes.
We don't know
okay,
yet.
wait.
He's going to find out.
I do see SeaWorld in the text below.
Oh.
Excellent.
So there's a little spoiler ahead for you. I wanted to give myself a makeover so I could impress this guy I really liked. I used temporary hair dye for a sexy auburn hair color
Oh boy.
because I knew he was into redheads.
How do you just
The
know
next
that?
day, we went on a class field trip to SeaWorld. I was super psyched because we sat together the whole bus ride there.
He liked her too.
I like that.
Because she had red
Then
hair.
we separated from the group and went to see Shamu, the whale show. Of course, we were in the splash zone, so we got completely drenched. I looked down, and my face and my white shirt were stained with red dye.
Oh, no.
I went to the bathroom to try to get it all out, but I couldn't. So for the rest of the day, I walked around the park looking like a freak.
Poor girl.
That's good.
Shouldn't be that embarrassing, but somehow it is. My friend Rachel and I meet in the bathroom every day after fourth period.
That's where you hang out, Gary.
Don't judge.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Maybe
Sorry,
they
just
got
that
their-
just threw me, I guess.
That's where it comes out. That's not where it goes in.
Maybe that's where they got their menses.
Okay, all right.
So when I bent down to put my hair up and saw her sandals in a stall, I decided to reach under the door and pull on her big toe.
That's something I would do to my friend. That's something I would totally do.
Yeah, same.
I thought it was weird when she didn't say anything, but I just finished doing my hair and left. 10 minutes later, I ran into Rachel in the hall and noticed she was wearing sneakers. It turns out I'd been fondling a stranger's toe.
That poor old man.
It was actually probably its wife.
She was volunteering at school that day.
Honey, the weirdest thing happened to me.
That poor
I
guy.
keep getting assaulted by young girls.
I'm going to tell you about an unfair game. I was at a party when my friends decided to play strip poker. Two of the guys were already down to their boxers when I lost the next hand. Because I was too shy to take off my clothes in front of everyone, I went in the bathroom and stripped down to my bra and underwear. Then I walked out and yelled in an obnoxious voice, "Okay, guys, are you happy? I'm wearing nothing but my bra and my underwear." When I went back to sit on the couch, I realized that both the guys were dressed, and my friend's mother was right at the top of the stairs. I was way too embarrassed to show my face in that house ever.
I would have never gone back. Ever, ever. I would still hide from that woman.
Just move.
This is why I didn't do those things.
I don't know what that mom was like. Hey, the match today? Ooh, another 1990 March. March 1990, my family and I were on our way home from a long trip. And by the time we stopped at McDonald's, I had to go to the bathroom really bad. So I jumped out and ran into the restroom. But when I stepped out of the stall, my dad, my brother, and a gorgeous guy my age were all staring at me. I looked around and saw all the stand-up urinals and realized my mistake. I ran out and hid in the car.
Listen, we all go pee.
I once went into a Quick Trip bathroom that I frequent, and I was like, oh my God, did they redo this? And then I was like, oh, nope, I'm in the men's room.
Ryan and I were at a Walmart in Plymouth, Wisconsin one time, and like we walked in and there's just this older lady, like really nice dressed up, and she's just washing her hands, and it was really
sorry,
cute.
fellas. I walked in and realized I was in the wrong one, but it was too late. I had to go.
I feel like that. I want to channel her as my future old lady self. Like,
You know,
oh, well,
I like the honesty.
She was cute.
Yeah.
What were we going to be like, oh, okay.
Right.
Pee in here, an old lady peed in here. Like, good for you, ma'am.
Yeah, I like it.
shh.
Okay.
That's the title.
Oh,
The music at my school dance was so loud. My friends and I had to scream to hear each other. Uh-oh. We knew a slow song was coming up, and I was saying how badly I wanted this boy to ask me to dance and how hot he was and how I loved what he was wearing. All of a sudden, the music stopped, but I was still yelling, and everyone on the entire dance floor heard me announce how cute the boy's butt was.
Ooh.
Did he say thank you?
I don't know. You know,
should have.
Friend parts.
was it an early 2000s thing? Because I remember looking at boy butts. Maybe they still do. I don't know.
I still look at boy butts
Tina Belcher still looks at boy.
and girl butts.
Yeah,
Bumper,
butts are
bumper.
fun.
No, I'm a big butt.
Yeah.
I'm a big butt. No, I tend to, like, sometimes I forget that I'm old. Like, in my head, it's like I'm still a teenager, so when I see a cute boy, I'll just be like, ooh. And then I'm like, it's probably weird that a 40-year-old is like, some stranger at the store, but I do it.
I just think of all the eras, like obviously we didn't know what year that was, but think of all the different dance music from like the 70s through like the 2000s. Like, was this a Boys to Men kind of situation?
Right.
Was this like the Beatles?
I feel it had been our era. I feel like we were very
it Whitney
I feel
Houston?
like we were very butt heavy in our generation.
Which is weird because that's when boys were wearing all those stupid pants that you couldn't see their butts.
Yeah,
I don't
Jinko.
remember being into butts.
Yeah. Well, in dances, it'll typically be like khakis and stuff.
Maybe that's why she was so impressed, because she's never seen his actual butt.
Maybe.
You were a complete khaki world when I came up here.
Yeah.
Like, we were way more formal where I grew up.
Oh, okay.
And I remember, like, people saying,
fancy.
oh, it's homecoming. And I'm like, what? Okay.
Yeah, they all wore khakis.
Yeah.
And what did you
And
wear?
then tuxes for proms.
Like, we wore nice dress pants and, like, usually
They
wore,
wore
like,
suit pants.
you wore, like, vests and stuff.
Oh,
Suit
okay.
pants.
No, I'm down with that.
Yeah.
We would typically be like khakis for like homecoming, and you'd wear a tux for prom.
We went to homecoming
we'd
in
win
our
a-
regular clothes.
Oh, cool.
But that was very common up here. I was shocked.
I can dig it.
We had winter formal, too, so literally was a formal, I guess.
You know what? This is going to shock you. This next story is titled Surprise!
Ooh. I'm already shocked.
Good. Well, let's dive into it. Surprise. It was It was my 15th birthday, and I had just gotten out of the shower and no, let me start over.
Did your
Happy
brother
quinceañera.
Did your brother let someone else in?
Maybe. It was my 15th birthday, and I had just gotten out of the shower and was in my room listening to music. I was dancing around in my towel when my all-time favorite song came on. I was so into it that I had flung off my towel and totally let loose. Out of the blue, all of my friends and my dad, armed with a video camera, burst into my room to surprise me. What a surprise. There I was in my birthday suit with a video capturing the whole thing.
He's got to delete that.
Right, that's child pornography at that point.
That dad really wasn't thinking.
No.
No, we wait.
I'm
We
curious.
wait for them to come out of the room after they're showering.
I'm curious how long it took him to stop the camera.
Probably
right? Like,
immediately.
Probably me.
well, I hope so. I hope so.
But I want to picture someone was carrying a cake as well.
With some balloons.
I do. I do love the thought of someone like helplessly holding a cake and saying,
Happy birthday, naked lady.
Oh God, no!
Or having the cake and then turning around into the dad.
yeah.
Did they all just watch?
I mean, yeah, there's probably a moment of shock first.
Like, okay.
And how many friends was this?
I don't know. Didn't say. But
To me, it sounds like a big group.
I mean,
Yeah.
how big was her bedroom?
I once was surprised by a big group of friends, and then I immediately called them all bitches.
He did. He went, oh, bitches!
I was
you
like
bitches or something.
Yeah, I was really shocked, and like I was embarrassed by how much I was shocked, but I smiled to like let it on. So I'm like, oh, you bitches.
And then we had wrapped a bunch of random stuff from his bedroom. Every time he'd open it, we'd go, hope you don't already got one.
You have some good friends.
that was a good birthday.
Because wasn't that the birthday where your cake said happy birthday, Big Nips?
I think so. The person at Dairy Queen was like really close to not doing it because they're like, I don't know. And my mom was like, it's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
All right, Court, what you got for us?
Well, I love that how Ryan has hand selected some of these for us, and the title of my next one is Real Tight. Security.
Oh my gosh, can you say that one more time?
Real tight security. I'd been flirting with this guy all semester and was totally psyched when he finally asked me out. We went to a local stadium to hear a band we both liked. On the way into the arena, a security guard stopped me to search my purse. Since I had my period and it was an all-day concert, I'd packed loads of tampons and pads. I even brought an extra pair of underwear. She don't mess around in case of an emergency.
Smart.
I want to know what the concert was.
She's a thinker.
Same.
Okay.
It was Smash
I
Mouth.
thought I'd die.
All day.
What concert?
Smash Mouth.
Oh, there you go.
All day Smash Mouth.
I thought I'd die when the guard dumped my bag upside down and my date, along with everyone else online, saw all my period paraphernalia.
I picked that one for you because of the phrase period paraphernalia.
I love that alliteration.
It reminds me of the menstruation crustacean. Is that what you just said, Gary?
No, I just said I love the alliteration.
Oh, I thought you said menstruation crustacean. I've always wanted one of those. So if you ever find like a crab platter.
I showed you this week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we were just looking at those.
I'm sorry.
last week.
I'm going to need more.
Yeah, more
Menstruation
details.
crustacean.
It's one of those like
Menstruation.
animal thing, like stuffies that is like has like weighted like little beans in it or whatever, and you can microwave it so it like gets warm.
Oh,
But it's
that
like
is
specifically
not-
for your period, so it's like there's a crab and a lobster and a.
I definitely was not
You can lay it.
imagining that.
I
And
was
so,
thinking
even though you
of
know a
something
crustacean
totally
is a
different.
sea animal, you think crustacean is in like crustiness.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
actually.
Crustacean.
Thanks, Ryan.
What?
I really
Damn.
was
cute.
just thinking of a crab.
They are
Actually,
cute.
But no, this was like, it was a crab, I believe,
Look, he's
dressed up
got a
as
little
a waiter.
smiley.
And the waiter was holding a silver tray and it had tampons and pads on it. And they called it their menstruation crustacean. And they had it like right by the toilet.
Oh.
Always wanted one.
That would be nice, also.
They were advertising that for Valentine's Day. Is that something you'd enjoy as a gift?
What menstruation
yeah.
crustaceans?
Here, I want your cramps to feel better. That's nice.
I think you have to be at a certain point in your relationship for that,
Mhm.
and also not a teenager.
Probably.
I agree.
No, I'm gonna actually. Maybe I'm giving out too much information. Maybe this will get cut. But when I thought I was thoughtful, but my girlfriend at the time, like,
Gross.
one of the things that helped her was hot chocolate. So like whenever it was that time, I'd have like a little gift package for her of like little hot chocolate. And I'm
Where the
like,
fuck was my gift package?
You never told me anything that made your menses better.
He didn't know you then.
Yeah, well, we've been together like 20 years.
Oh, I've done so much.
for as
We
much
just talked about you shitting on me.
Yeah, but I still would like some hot chocolate.
We have so much hot chocolate in the kitchen.
Why do I have to
Amanda,
make it myself?
I would make it for you. You just gotta tell me when you want it.
if there's a hot chocolate correlation to this, my mom must think that Ryan and I always have our
Our
period.
period.
Maybe
Like-
you do.
I don't think she
Oh my
understands that.
God.
Like, I like hot chocolate, but it's like maybe 3 times a year.
Mhm.
And she buys us 2 boxes plus little, like, here's a Christmas one. And it's like 7 of those. And it's like, I will never use this.
And it's weird flavors like candy cane bits and stuff.
Not usually, luckily, but she usually gets 1 box of regular, 1 box of marshmallow. And it's like, really, I will maybe have 3 of these.
Well, if you want to donate them to my classroom, my kids eat drink.
Yeah.
And my period skips months, so I mean, I don't.
Right. Yours is irregular.
Yeah.
Oh.
What you got for us, Leah?
Okay, well, that was very thoughtful, Gary. I appreciate you.
No
Yeah,
worries.
I've never dated anyone who's done anything for my
Would you like
period.
us to send you things?
Yes, please.
Because Leah, you did date him. And you didn't get Leah hot chocolate either? Oh my
We
God.
didn't
Like a
we didn't
month
date that
when we
long.
were
Doesn't
14.
matter.
It
You could
concerns
still
me.
have your period then, and you still could have gotten her hot chocolate.
Did have my period, and yeah.
I'm sorry.
I would like retroactive hot chocolate, please.
You betcha.
Also, I'd like to solicit our listeners to send me gifts.
Leah will have an Amazon list. We will post.
So I lived with Leah for a long time.
Did you give her hot chocolate for her menses?
No,
Oh.
but she would. I'm sorry, what, Leah?
I feel like you probably did nice things.
I did. You every time actually would ask me to remove your ovaries with a spoon, and I would refuse. I'm sorry, I did not want to perform the surgery.
So my next one is called Name That Fruit, which reminds me of Ruby Fruit Jungle. Hee hee. No one gets that reference, so I'll explain it to you. It's a book by Rita Mae Brown, and in the book, she calls the vagina the Ruby Fruit Jungle.
Oh.
It was like a queer book from, I want to say, like the 70s, 80s.
Nice.
But I did an excerpt.
It was a
excerpt
jungle back then.
for
That's true.
forensics,
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
or not duo, but the one that you do by yourself.
Solo.
There we go. Thanks.
Solo interp.
I know how words are.
Words are fun.
I knew you knew. I just wanted to help you get there.
Name that fruit. While we were on a class trip to the local orange groves of Wisconsin. Just kidding, it doesn't say Wisconsin. We don't have those. Local orange groves. The tour guide asked us to name all the different kinds of oranges. We were doing really well until she got to one nobody seemed to know. But I did, so I raised my hand. I knew it was a body part, so without thinking, I shouted out, nipple orange,
Wow.
instead of navel orange. Everyone was laughing, including my teacher and my boyfriend.
Oh, good. It's not going to cost her her crush.
No, her boyfriend just has to deal with that now.
Yeah, she's got it on lock. We're good.
You dating nipple orange girl?
He's like, yes, I am.
Yes, I am.
He wants to play
Wait,
with
I'm
nipple
also
oranges.
wondering how many kinds of oranges
I can't. I can't.
I don't
name any.
know.
Well, I
There's
can't
like
think of
mandarin
any.
oranges, navel oranges. Yeah, I'm done.
So there were two. And she
Are you counting like clementines and
I hope this was a short bus trip to the orange
Now,
grove.
a tangerine is a whole separate fruit, right?
Mandarin orange? Is that an orange?
No, like a kumquat is like, I feel like somewhere related, but not an orange.
yeah?
I was thinking that too.
And then like a tangelo, like they
Oh yeah,
hybrid things now. So
and a
like-
blood orange.
Yep,
Mm,
there we go. I mean, I don't know if these were the types of things that were at their orchard, but
They should have been.
It seems a lot to have at one orchard.
can we? Is there an address that we can write to ask these people? We would like to know.
I'm Googling it because I have to know.
Oh, that's good.
You know
Well,
what you
you
don't
do that.
see
You never
anymore
read
in
one.
books? It doesn't say, you know, if you have questions or if you'd
Yeah.
like stuff, you can write in.
Apparently, according to this particular article, I am not vouching for its credibility at all. It's called Live, Eat, Learn. There are 39 types of oranges
Bullshit.
Oh my gosh.
with pictures.
Oh, okay, fine.
It's one of those. It's
Maybe
like
it's
a
bullshit.
restaurant.
Oh, hold
or
on, hold on,
like
hold
a
on.
chef blog. So of course you got to hear their story first.
There are over 400 different types of oranges worldwide, and many of these were
Jesus.
developed in the last 100 years. Oranges are actually a hybrid of the pomelo and the mandarin and are sometimes referred to as the sweet orange. They are native to southern China, northeast India, and Myanmar, and have been cultivated for over 2,000 years.
So they're
Ooh.
bastards.
Thank you, the Asian continent,
And
for orange.
Here I am thinking there's one kind of orange that's orange.
That's what I thought. Also, this book does have a P.S. Don't forget to send your own say anythings.
Oh, I forgot they were called Say Anythings.
Yeah. Say anything at ym.com or mail them.
Oh.
I would like to email them and see if anyone will
Such
respond.
great timing that it happened like right before they closed.
What year was that book published?
The same year they quit publishing the magazine.
2002?
Four.
Or
Maybe it was a last-ditch effort, and they thought maybe they could make some money
Yeah,
off that
they're
to
like-
keep it going, but
they're like, oh, these people are going to love to write in. This will make us our...
They're like,
We should still write and like see if
Someday.
anything happens.
that's what
Someday there'll be these homemade radio programs, but on the internet, and these people will talk about it.
I'm sure that's exactly what they
Yep,
thought.
exactly.
Okay.
And then they got burned at the stake for being a witch.
Forces outside your control.
Mm.
A bunch of my classmates and I went to the state fair for senior skip day.
Ooh, good
We
plan.
all hopped on a ride called the Gravitron, where everyone stands in a circle with their backs to the wall. As the ride starts to spin, the floor caves in, leaving you stuck 5 feet up in the air and plastered to the wall. I noticed the boy I was liking. All right, okay. I noticed the boy I like standing across from me. We made eye contact and smiled. And I didn't realize my bikini top was coming loose until my breasts were completely exposed. I tried to cover them up, but the gravitational pull was too strong.
Amazing.
There I was, paralyzed by the centrifugal force with tons of male eyes on my bare body. As soon as the ride was over, I got my top back on and bolted for the exit.
Listen, I thought it was about me for like a second, and then she said bikini top, and I was like, no.
No.
Did they have a Graviton at Bay Beach? when we were
It's called the
younger?
Scat. It's called the Scat. That was like that's like the, you gotta be older
Yeah.
Yeah.
to ride it. So that was like,
Yeah.
oh my God, I cannot wait to go on the Scat. I'm pretty sure I would barf all over now, which people have done.
Yeah, no, I rode the Gravitron a lot.
With your boobs out, or
No, I
were they
would never.
contained?
Literally never wore a bikini. Not one time.
I can dig it.
All right, so this
Start
one,
new stereotypes.
It's called-
The old ones really suck.
this one is called Gas Pump, and I wrote in here that I wanted to read it as Marilyn Monroe because it's really fun.
Please do. I like it.
I was at the gym pumping iron when the cutest guy walked by. He sat down at the machine next to me, so I tried to play it cool and look like I really knew what I was doing. I put some extra weights on, as though I was some kind of hardcore gym chick. But on the third lift, I let out a huge fart. He laughed and walked away. Later, I heard him telling the story to a group of his friends at the drinking fountain.
How embarrassing.
I like it. Notice it was drinking fountain and not bubbler.
Well, then you know it wasn't in Northeast Wisconsin.
Nope.
Very well, Ryan. I liked that. Thank you for adding the
I do
voice.
appreciate the voice. I think that really added.
It really did. It took it up a level.
The sigh at the end was a little bit Miss Piggy for me, though.
Well, she did fart in front of the boys.
She was Miss Piggy. Blinded by Love. I was at the state fair with my boyfriend, and we were checking out the animals. He got this really weird idea that we should sneak into one of the cow pens to make out.
Why?
As
First of
a
all,
farm kid, no.
I don't like going outside. Like, you can smell cow like in Eau Claire, like just in
Yeah.
the city.
I mean, it's fine to have breakfast next
that
to, but that's
fine-
about it.
derriere. Okay, but this time was hot because of my boyfriend. We were at State Fair. Okay.
No.
I thought it was a bit odd, but it seemed kind of exciting and risky.
Oh, God.
Risky, and you're going to land faceplant in some shit.
So I went for it anyway.
Ugh.
After our smooch session, we left the pen and went back to the fair, where everyone stared at me and laughed. It turns out there was a big brown smelly stain on the back of my pants. I hadn't realized it. I'd been laying in cow droppings the whole time.
How do you not notice?
Honestly.
I walked around branded with the stench and stain of poop the rest of the day.
Bummer.
Leave.
Yeah,
Leave. You don't walk around
there's
like
a
that.
choice. Like, go home.
Right? Oh, gosh. She probably ended up getting ringworm on her hoochie coochie or something, too.
Yeah, no kidding.
How do you make out?
Like, why did they lay down in the pen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't kink shame here, right?
No.
That's
True.
baby
That's
warriorism.
a good point. I'm glad
But-
you brought that up. We don't kink shame.
But I'm still questioning the choices
But
that were made.
there's hygiene,
Yeah.
you know.
I was thinking like pen walls. I guess.
Right,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what I thought
Yeah.
too. And then we're laying down for some reason. That just
Yeah.
seems like
No,
a poor
don't do
choice.
that.
I mean, you could have a cow step on you.
Well, and
There's a
That's
lot of
actually
danger.
yeah.
even if it was poop, like animals just go wherever, right? So like
Right.
chances are.
There is nowhere in that cow barn that there is not shit on the floor.
I know I was the surprised guest tonight. And I think I know why you picked this one for the person who was supposed to read it.
Oh, cute.
Maybe not. No parking zone. My mom and I went to the supermarket to get food for my birthday party. We were looking all over for a parking spot and we saw a car with its lights on. When the car didn't move, my mom made me get out and ask if they were leaving. I knocked on the window. Inside, 2 people were making out. I just stood there, frozen. The woman turned around to look at me, and it was my math teacher. Oh my God. All right. From that day on, I couldn't look her in the eye without my face turning bright red.
It should be the math teacher that's embarrassed.
I mean,
Right?
honestly.
What? I was just making out in the parking lot at the grocery store.
Is it a new relationship?
It was
Or,
double coupon day.
Like, are they
Very exciting deals happening.
like? Was it like a younger teacher, or is this like the teacher that's like close to retirement?
That is information that we need.
It's the 70-year-old man.
His wife's the teacher because she was at the school. Put it all together.
Oh gosh, they really have.
She doesn't like toes, though.
No,
No.
I think it's real mad about that.
Yeah. I don't blame
Actually, we don't know if she doesn't like toes.
That's
Well,
true.
yeah,
She
they
really
didn't
didn't really
interact.
give back the.
Yeah, she didn't give any feedback.
Yeah.
And
Could
she
you
didn't yelp or
imagine
anything.
somebody,
gotta say-
right? Like, can you imagine someone messing with your toe in the bathroom and you don't
Yeah.
say anything?
No,
I
would
think
lo-
there's a 50-50 shot for me.
Really?
Like, that I wouldn't say nothing. Like, I'd be surprised and, like, just be like,
I would kick them.
I'm
I have a
so
reflex.
ticklish.
Courtney's got
We
a
know
kick.
Courtney would
Yeah.
kick them.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I'd kick her right in the face.
Oh, goodness.
All right, with that, we will break, and when we come back, we'll do some announcements and head into our biscuits. And we're back. All right, we're going to start this off with some announcements. So first up, I would love to announce the very first pet of the week. This week's pet of the week will be Cedar from Madison, Wisconsin. So please look for our social media to see the little write-up on Cedar. Also, speaking of the social media, I'd like to just call out, hey guys, we have social media. I think you should go out there and like it and butter up those likes and follow buttons. Irish butter, please.
It doesn't have to be Irish butter. We don't want to make deter anyone who doesn't have
That's
Irish butter.
fair. That's fair. Either way, just if you could go out,
Use your favorite spread.
yeah.
I
But
use ghee. That's fine with me.
some things that we're really looking for is some listener submitted topics, listener submitted pop and cherries ideas, and listener submitted biscuits. So as always, feel free to throw that out on our social media, and we have our email, just wickerbiscuit, all one word, @gmail.com. And with that, I think we're ready to jump into our biscuits. So Amanda, do you want to start us off?
My biscuit for this week is that I got to speak some Spanish with a little 3-year-old, and it was super duper fun.
Aw,
cute.
that's fun.
Yeah.
I love that.
My biscuit also involves Spanish. Isn't that wonderful?
Ooh.
So I was working today, and I was in a restaurant for a bit, and it's a barbecue place, and one of the cooks is Hispanic and adorable, and I heard him talking to one of the other cooks, or whatever, chef guys, and the chef guy said, mind you, this is not grammatically correct in Spanish, but he said, oh yeah, my panocha duele.
Oh.
So I start laughing because I'm like, well, that means my vagina hurts. Although that's not how you'd say it. But and then when I went to have him sign my slip, I said, I'm sorry about your panocha. And he started laughing and he goes, you know, he taught me how to say that, and he told me, someday someone's going to know what you're saying. I was like, today's the day, my friend.
That's not like so. One time we were in a restaurant and like two of the hostess and like one of the, I don't know if it was one of the servers or one of the other bus people, but they were telling a funny story to each other, and Ryan started giggling, and she totally caught us. And she's so sweet to us every time we go in that restaurant. But that's really funny. I actually have one that I had like a kind of a carryover from last week that I totally forgot about.
that's
I got
okay.
home seriously brushing my teeth and thought, oh, that's what Ryan was making fun of me because I was combing my beard last
Okay.
weekend.
But it's just that you did it for like 3 minutes.
It probably felt really nice.
It is nice. I mean, I
It's
do the
exfoliating.
Sure.
I pretty famously do the winter beard, and then I do the goatee during the summer.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently, I got a little guff for my beard this year.
Oh.
I'm sorry, Ryan. I'm sorry I disappointed you.
What happened to your beard?
I was giving it too much attention.
There's no such thing.
But no, I'm this weather, like it's
Yeah.
tricky because I'm almost in that mode where I want to like
Yeah.
buzz it all off.
Oh my God, this is how global warming affects us.
I
Carl
know.
doesn't know. Do I have a goatee? Do I have a beard?
Yeah, this
Don't even lie though. For there's the transition week where you have
Oh,
nothing
yeah.
and you look
Where
like
I'm
a
just a
little
baby.
You look like a little baby.
because I was a baby.
Carl was a baby. Indeed. Oh.
By the way, listeners, how would you feel about some Wicker Biscuit merchandise? Because we have lots of T-shirt ideas.
Yeah, you can submit those too on our socials.
Yeah. Well, we're thinking about setting up a booth at an event sometime coming up.
That's so funny.
I hope Tiffany, I hope your biscuit has like mint in it to cleanse whatever just happened.
It is very. It's very cute. It is very. It made my day.
Yeah, let's hear it.
So it's no secret to the pod that I have transitioned to a new career this year,
Mm-hmm.
Truth.
and it has been a transition. I mean, it was not bad at all. I love my job. I'm very happy. I feel very grateful and lucky that I have it. But doing something new is hard.
Yeah.
Today, I received an email from one of my students. Thank you for being an amazing part of my senior year.
Oh, very sweet.
Aw.
I am wholesome, goddammit. So yeah, like it's hard. Teenagers are hard to deal with.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
We just went through all these embarrassing things, right? Like it's hard to be a teenager, and so they're also hard to deal with sometimes, and it's been a real ride.
We think that they're all, going through class at 100%, but really they're worried about their period pad that fell out last hour.
Yeah,
Well, it's not even right. That many hormones in a person's body at one time.
I know.
It's just
So many things are going on.
Mm-hmm.
What that person's wearing, what that person has.
And then when you're old enough to be like getting it on, you don't have nearly the drive you have when you're not supposed to be doing it.
But it's kind of cool, like, like some things that stay the same, right? Like teenagers are teenagers, but it is kind of cool to see, like, even like a senior is still probably how we all felt as seniors.
Yeah.
Like at some point, all that other stuff just kind of falls by the wayside, and you're just grateful.
yeah, yeah,
So
We
that
all want that cute human to ask us to dance.
yeah.
And we're talking about how cute they are, and then, oh my gosh,
yeah.
they
Honestly,
heard me.
It was just a really nice affirmation because I have been struggling to like, am I ever going to get this right? And I know that I do for the most part, right? But
Yeah.
it's nice to hear that. So thank
It
you,
is
thank
cool.
you, student.
Well, we're cheering for you. I mean,
Oh, I know.
I think about all the great teachers I had, and yeah, I would wonder if you put that pressure on yourself too.
I do. I
Yeah.
definitely do. I hold myself to a high standard because I know the difficulties, right? And I want to have the empathy and for the kids who are falling asleep in class because they were up working or taking care of their family or, whatever the reason
Going
is.
through their
Like,
own.
yeah, they're going through stuff and trying to be understanding
Maybe
and help
they were
them.
out slaying vampires all night.
Yeah.
You never know.
it happens.
It does.
It happens to the best of us, to be honest.
Truly. So, heck of a biscuit.
I didn't get invited to those.
I really enjoyed that biscuit.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for bringing that to us. That made
That's really sweet that they had the insight to do that.
I know.
Because who would have thought gosh, I really should tell my teacher how awesome they are.
okay. Courtney, do you want to?
So I heard that you guys were interested about how the saga of the kidney stone has
Yes.
evolved.
Yes, I would love
And-
an update.
First of all, I just have to say thank you. Lyle wanted me to say to Gary, thank you for coming today and showing your support.
Yeah, you bet.
He was really supporting the kidney stone. And it was kind of cute because there was a nurse in Lyle's little room, and I read a message from Gary that said something along the lines of, enjoy your last few moments with Guadalupe, which is what we named the kidney stone. And the
Did
nurse was like, "Oh, that's so sweet." I'm like, "Oh, Gary, you just made this woman's day." But
didn't she actually
the surgery? What?
She remembered that it was named Guadalupe, right? She said something, didn't she?
Well, a different nurse walked in, and it was actually like the med surg nurse. And she walks in, and she must have remembered us from last time. And she's like, "How's Guadalupe?" So all the nurses have remembered Guadalupe. And then afterwards, the surgeon, after the surgery, you go back and you talk with the surgeon about how the whole thing went down. And he says, "I just want you to know that the surgery was very successful." And I said, "Is it a boy or a girl?" And he says, "Ooh, I know you're looking forward to a girl." I'm like, he knows that I was looking for a girl. He says, "It's not Guadalupe. It was a little boy." I'm like, "What?" And he says, "Yeah, there was some knobs on it. And it looked kind of icky. So we pretty much are guessing it was a boy." I'm like, fair enough. But no, we just had a really awesome experience today. I know it was frustrating having to go through and have 2 surgeries, but it's gone. It's done. We're at a good spot. It's
Well,
like my buttered biscuit.
Did they let you keep Guillermo?
It was Guadalupe.
No.
No.
Oh, you don't know the new name. It's not Guillermo.
Well, I just wanted to make one up.
Gary, tell him.
Well, that's only if Lyle accepted the offer that I put out. Did he accept it?
I do believe. Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Then the new name was Hector.
Did you get
Yeah.
to keep Hector?
No, Hector
Aw.
got blasted.
Oh.
They popcorned it, apparently, is what they call it. So
What's that?
Like they put it in the microwave for 2.5 minutes.
I'm guessing so.
It's done.
No, they make it listen to the song Popcorn. And if it can't do the dance, they zap it.
Yeah.
Is it like this
Good
huge room
times.
and like this tiny laser? To blast it.
So,
But is Lyle for real? Is Lyle feeling better?
well, he tried to escape right after the surgery, and he almost like wiped out a few times because he knows to be released from the hospital you have to pee. So
Yeah.
he wants to be like an overachiever, and just I did it, but he almost biffed it a few times, and
Yeah.
we had to slow him down a little bit. And then we went to the Dollar General because I needed dog food and he had to go to the bathroom. And the poor little lady at the desk was like probably mortified because little did you know that you had to get a key for the bathroom. So he asked for the key and then he gave the key back. And just as he's handing it back, he's like, I think I need the key again.
Oh.
And Lyle, he like tries to whisper to me, but it's not a whisper. He's still a little gorked. He says, I'm peeing blood. I'm like, oh my God. And the woman's like, oh my. That's nice. That's really nice. Take the key. Keep the key.
No,
Good luck.
that is pretty common after a stone
Yeah.
removal, right?
Yeah.
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 Ugh.
Little Hector
Belly.
is coming out.
Yes.
So
Well, it wasn't so
he's
little,
had
but
his
yeah.
special little like moment of appreciating women and what we go through at times, I guess. When you have blood coming out your pee hole. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's... Well, I'm really glad to hear it turned out buttered.
Yeah.
Probably would have come out easier if it was buttered.
Right?
No kidding.
They didn't use enough butter.
Right? Mm-hmm. we were gonna do a poppin' cherries on Lyle's first kidney stone. So Lyle, would you recommend? What was the best part? Yeah. Gary,
Yes.
tell us a story. Actually, it's Leah tell us
It's
a story.
Leah's next.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah, so now that everyone's talking about Spanish, I'm gonna throw in of Spanish too, and this one's buttered. I was working with a client last week, and her daughter, I think, is in, I want to say, like 2nd grade, and mom only speaks Spanish, but is taking English lessons, and so the kids are playing. She also has like a, I think, almost 2-year-old. So like the 7-year-old and the 2-year-old are playing with like a little play kitchen. They have little play food, and they bring in like a little plate of food, and they're like, "We made you dinner," and I'm like, "Oh, cool, thanks." And
Did you
she's
make
like,
them put on a white gown and a wreath on their head and light it on fire? No, I'm kidding.
right? I should have. Except that's torture and not right to do to children, and I
Fair
know.
enough.
So I don't know very much Spanish, but I can generally help clients in like a food pantry situation. So I was like, oh, pollo y tomate y I don't remember what else there was, but like a couple of food things. And she's like, yeah. She's like, do you know how to say pizza in Spanish? And I was like, no, I don't. And she's like, pizza. I was like, okay, thanks. And there was another one. I think she was like, do you know how to, I don't remember what it was. Maybe it was like taco or something. She's like, do you know how to say taco in Spanish? And I was like, I don't know. And she's like, taco.
Oh, that's cute.
Thanks. I was like, you should help your mom too. She's learning.
Cute.
And then my other one is I've seen previews, and ads and stuff, and I know that it's geared towards or advertised for like adolescents and teens, but I'm excited about this Lisa Frankenstein.
Oh my gosh. So are we.
No, we're gonna talk about Carl Mackey for a second here, because I've been saying for like 2 months, oh my god, I want to see that movie, and Carl's like, nah, nah, nah. He sends me a message today with the article. He's like, oh, after reading this article, I really want to see it. I'm like, oh, but me saying let's go see it was like, well, you're stupid, so I don't want to see it. But now that he read the article,
I
he's
don't
like,
think I poo-pooed it.
I think you did.
No, I didn't.
Anyway,
I'm going to poo-poo it.
That's
I
my
was on
rant.
board as soon as I heard who the director was.
I'm not interested.
Who's the director?
Wasn't it?
Zelda Williams.
Yeah, Zelda Williams.
Robin Williams' daughter.
Oh,
Aw.
Yeah.
If you read the subtitle of the article, like that alone just made me want to go. Yeah, I want to see it.
Tiffany doesn't want to see it?
No, I'll watch it.
You don't.
I
wanna-
don't have particular feelings about it. I've seen a lot of ads for it. It does not seem like something I
And
desire.
I don't like zombies, but this one looks funny.
Well, it's just Frankenstein, right?
Yeah.
But like from
Lisa
a female
Frankenstein.
teen
Yeah.
angle of it.
Right. I saw the little ad where they're like, "I'll hold your hand later," and then they cut off the hand, and she's like, "I told you I would hold your hand later." And I was like,
Is
"Huh."
it like a spin-off of like Lisa Frank? Is that why?
That's
The
like
title?
that's the joke. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a play on
I
words.
I caught the joke finally.
I'm
Yeah.
happy for you though, Leah. I don't mean to yuck your yum. I'm excited for you. To be
Leah, I'm excited to share notes.
Hey, everyone come down to where I live and watch it.
Well, we're going to be down there soon. I'll give you some exact dates so we can set up the Ponderosa adventure.
Will do. Excellent. Wonderful.
Yeah.
And I'll be up there, you know when, for you know who.
Yep,
But
that's
you
right.
won't be there. Okay, sounds good. Great.
All right. Is that it then?
You.
No, I just didn't want to step on Leah's
got it,
toes.
Got it.
We're all
Oh,
set?
for me. Yeah,
Yep, we're all set. Okay, cool. All right. Well, for my biscuit, Amanda and I recently went to
Ruggles wants to be involved.
yeah.
That was her
She's
biscuit.
getting a little restless.
She got a biscuit.
No, for real though. My biscuit is that swim season has started, and Amanda and I, we know some kiddos that are on the swim team, so we went to the event, and I just gotta say, I was super buttered biscuit with seeing how much they've grown since last year. We know that the boys worked really hard. They joined an aquatic club, and the practice paid off.
Nice.
Their starts, their turns were so much better, just real strong progress, and you could see the pride in their faces when they finished, and it was just awesome to see. And so shout out to all those kiddos and all the hard work and it paying off.
That's sweet. Very wholesome.
Yeah, so I guess that's it, right? Unless anybody else got any final shout outs? On that note, I think we will wrap this up. I want to say thanks for listening, everyone, and can I have you guys say goodnight to the listeners?
Good night.
Good night.
Hasta mañana.
All right, good night, everyone.
Thank you for listening to Wicker Biscuit, a Podcast Ahoy production. The producers of Wicker Biscuit are Courtney Holub, Ryan LeMay, and Gary Putnam. Assistant producers are Amanda Putnam and Lisa Rudd. Recording and editing is done by Gary Putnam, with Lisa Rudd as the assistant editor. Executive producer of Wicker Biscuit is Gary Putnam. Check out our social media for updates on upcoming pods and for clips and other media referenced in this episode. Links and information can be found in the episode notes. Thanks again from everyone at the Wicker Biscuit family.